Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we really go beyond just the surface of the information you send us. Try and pull out what's genuinely usable.
Yeah, and today we're focusing on something familiar to pretty much everyone, the resume.
Exactly. We're going to put one particular resume under the microscope.
That's right. We've got the resume of someone named Jonah Lester. And we came across this idea for a sort of fictional podcast, Beyond the Bullet Points, the resume revealed.
Right.
So the plan today is to kind of do that, to analyze Jonah's resume as if it were submitted there. We're not just reading it. We want to, uncover the story, the potential behind the words.
Unlock the hidden insights, you could say. So, okay, first glance at Jonah Lester's resume. What's your initial take? What grabs you?
Well, the layout's clear, definitely. You've got your standard sections, work experience, education, skills, languages. Pretty straightforward. But the summary right at the top, it's quite specific. Student with computer and technology skills as well as high-tech experience in Tel Aviv. It sets the scene pretty quickly.
It really does. And then the contact info Israel area WhatsApp number listed, that immediately suggests, international experience, maybe a more global perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, increasingly valuable these days, right? Businesses are global.
Definitely suggests adaptability, maybe comfort in different settings.
Precisely. Okay, so let's dig into the work experience section. The first one listed is Fabric VNV internship, September 21 to June 22. What stands out there for you?
Well, the first thing is definitely the Israel and U.S. locations mentioned, that kind of multi-country experience. It shows, a willingness to step outside the comfort zone, navigate different work cultures.
Absolutely. Big plus. And the actual work, autonomous micro-fulfillment center robots. That sounds pretty advanced. Like he was right there with some cutting-edge tech.
Yeah, not just your average internship task list.
Right. And it mentions testing, debugging, fixing, so hands-on problem solving. That's crucial.
And he worked at the System Integration Center and with the V&V team. V&V, verification and validation for anyone listening. Basically making sure it all works.
Exactly. So he saw different stages, not just stuck in one little box. Integration, testing, the whole pipeline almost.
Makes sense. Okay, moving back a bit. The Robo Team internship, September 2020 to May 2021. This one has a different feel, maybe.
Yeah, a bit. Robots used by militaries worldwide.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, it suggests like a high-stakes environment, serious stuff. Even as an intern, that implies a level of trust, responsibility.
Makes you curious about what exactly he was doing.
It does. And the focus is on quality control testing of robot parts. That points towards, attention to detail, needing things to be right, high standards.
And then there's this interesting bit, 2 months in inventory and warehouse management.
Right, which shows he's not just the tech guy. He gets a bit of the broader picture, the operations side. Adaptability, again, that's a really good sign.
Okay, now this next part under work experience is fascinating. Hebrew Day School Robotics. But it spans from 2016 to 2020. This is like high school stuff, but it seems really involved.
Yeah, this is great. It shows the passion started early, right? It wasn't just a university decision. And it's not just was in robotics club. He lists specific projects.
Which is key. You need those details.
Exactly. Like the obstacle avoidance quadrupod. Developed and coded in Arduino, 3 joints per leg, used an ultrasonic ping sensor.
Okay, so the ping sensor, that's like using sound waves to detect things, right? Like sonar.
Pretty much, yeah, like a bat finding its way. It shows real, tangible skills programming, electronics, maybe even some mechanical thinking there.
Definitely. Then the Maze Finder project, what do you pull from that one?
Teamwork jumps out immediately. Worked within a team of 3 to design, build, and troubleshoot. Collaboration, solving problems together, essential skills.
And using pre-made parts, off-the-shelf components, that shows resourcefulness too, making things work with what you have.
Right, it's practical. And then this one's fun, the enhanced useless machine.
Okay, tell me about that.
An Arduino robot with a self-retracting lever designed to be, quote, engaging. It sounds playful, but it actually suggests creative programming and thinking about the user, the interaction.
Yeah, even if the use is just amusement, thinking about the experience.
Exactly, which ties into UX UI later, maybe. And one more, the Magic 8 Ball. Arduino and 3D modeling, using a gyroscope to detect shaking.
Wow, so bringing different skills together, hardware, software, design.
Yeah, interdisciplinary. Shows he can connect the dots between different fields. Very promising.
Okay, last one in this section. Camp Stone, Director of Technology, summer 2019. That sounds like a big role for someone relatively young.
It really does. Leadership potential there. responsible for all the tech at a summer camp. That's a lot.
Yeah, deploying AV systems, managing computers, tech support. It's broad.
It shows reliability, capability under pressure.
Mm.
Camps are pretty dynamic environments, things always breaking.
Good point. Okay, let's shift gears to education.
All right. Reichman University, IDC, graduating 2025, BA in Interactive Communications, focus on UX UI.
Ah, okay, so that connects back to what you said about the useless machine, thinking about user engagement.
Exactly, it shows a through line. The program focuses on user-centered design, usability testing. It bridges his tech skills with a more human-focused approach. It's about making technology work for people.
Makes perfect sense. Then there's Torah Tech, listed as a gap year program in Israel, August 2020 to June 2022.
Right, this provides context for that international experience in the internships we talked about, integrating study with professional development. Shows a structured plan to gain experience.
Okay, then Oakland Community College, May to December 2021, just listed as college undergraduate.
Yeah, it could be specific courses, maybe transfer credits, part of the journey. It fills in the timeline.
Got it. And interestingly, going back even further, Michigan Virtual HTML plus CSS course from late 2017 to early 2018.
Yeah, so learning web development basics quite early on, before university even. Proactive learning.
Shows initiative, picking up skills independently.
Definitely. Getting hands-on with front-end development early, that stands out. And finally, Hebrew Day School, again, 2016-2020, just confirming the high school link to those robotics projects we discussed.
Right, completes the picture. Okay, let's look at skills and languages.
So professional skills, robotics, HTML, CSS, 3D CAD printing, UNIX, Jira, Confluence, troubleshooting.
That's quite a list, really broad. Hardware, software design, even project management tools like Jira and Confluence.
Exactly. That versatility is a big plus. Including Jira and Confluence suggests he knows how development teams actually, work. The workflow, collaboration tools.
Yeah, industry standard stuff. And for you listening, think about how your varied skills tell a story about your adaptability.
Good point. Then the personal skills. Organized, time management, fast learner, motivated.
These can sometimes feel a bit generic, but
they're crucial, right?
yeah.
They're probably why he could juggle those projects and internships. They're the soft skills that let the technical skills shine.
True. You need both. Employers definitely look for that combination.
No doubt. And finally, languages. English and Hebrew. Given the Israel experience, fluency in Hebrew seems likely, reinforces that international aspect.
Opens doors, too, linguistically.
Okay. So we've walked through the whole thing, putting it all together.
Yeah.
What kind of person emerges from this resume? What's the underlying story?
Well, I definitely get a sense of someone who's genuinely curious about technology, like deeply interested. Those long-term personal projects, they aren't just resume fillers, they speak to real passion.
I agree. Very proactive, hands-on, and adaptable too, right? Look at the range of robotics, web stuff, camp tech director, inventory.
Yeah, and the international experience layers onto that adaptability. Comfortable in different settings, different cultures. That's huge today.
Seems driven, maybe. He wants to build things, create things, ambitious about working in, innovative areas.
That passion, it can be infectious for a team, for an employer.
Definitely. So if you were interviewing him, what kind of questions pop into your head based just on this?
Good question. I'd probably want to dig into those projects more. Like, tell me about a big challenge you hit with that quadrupod project, and how did you actually work through it?
Yeah, get past the description to the problem solving. Or maybe for RoboTeam. Can you give an example of how your QC testing actually impacted the final product? Did it catch something significant?
Right, focusing on the impact. And for the capstone role, maybe something like, describe a time you had to troubleshoot a tech issue under pressure with limited resources. What happened?
Good one. Testing that real-world problem solving. Okay, so constructive feedback time. If we were giving Jonah a resume RX, what would we suggest?
Well, one thing could be trying to quantify achievements more, especially in the internships. You mentioned it earlier.
Right. Instead of just tested robots, maybe something like helped improve testing efficiency by X% or identified Y number of critical bugs. Numbers really add weight.
Definitely makes it more concrete. And maybe, depending on the job he's applying for, slightly tailoring that opening summary, making it laser focused on that specific role.
Yeah, a targeted summary always helps grab attention for a specific opening. But I have to say, again, the way he showcases those personal projects alongside the internships, that's really strong. It adds so much depth.
Absolutely. So wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways from looking at Jonah's resume this way? What can listeners learn?
I think, first, don't underestimate your personal projects. Show them off. They demonstrate real skills and passion. Second, international experience, if you have it, is a major asset. Highlight it.
Mm-hmm.
And third, be specific about your technical skills and your problem solving. Give concrete examples, even from school or projects, not just job descriptions.
Yeah, and for everyone listening, think about your own experiences. How do the different pieces, even the ones that seem unrelated, connect? What's the story your resume tells? Don't discount things like volunteer work or a side project.
Exactly. What are those hidden stories in your own background? What themes tie it all together? What does it say about where you're going?
So here's a final thought to leave you with. How effectively are you explaining the why behind your experiences? Are you connecting the dots so someone else can clearly see your unique path and your potential? Think about that. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.